I tend to be a hard worker, but I also try to play hard. Anything that has to do with outdoors and or fire I like. Kind of vague, but it's the truth. If I had enough time and money, I would try everything, I guess. I have an adventurous spirit. Very happy with my relationship. It's really grown with time. And I'm also very happy with her family. Sometimes that relationship is just as important. They are fun, caring, and supportive. And then his last line is, "That's all I have for now. Starting to feel like homework." That's the guy you're marrying, Nikki. That's too funny. Okay, now this gets better now. I mean, you don't get a real flavor for this couple and for this guy until I read what Nikki wrote to me. All right? All right, it'll take me a little. Now, bear with me. It'll take me a little while to get into this because I can't leave anything out and it's just so well put together. She says, so Keith's primary job is that he is a courier, which means he ultimately drives around most of the day. He actually really likes it because he gets to listen to his K-Fan sports radio all day. As for me, I'm a licensed dental assistant. As you know, dental offices are not open on Friday, usually, so I work Monday through Thursday, longer hours, and get home after him. So when I get home, I would change out of my scrubs from work, as well as Keith would change out of his work uniform. He would empty out his pockets of keys, receipts, chapstick, coins, etc. Then every time I went into the bedroom after work to change, I would always see these items laying around. Usually in various places he would lay them. He wouldn't do that in my house. My way. So about the coins, she says. We have a coin jar right in our bedroom. Lots of people have coin jars. This kind of started out as a joke, but I started asking him, can't you put your coins in the jars, I mean? All right? How hard is that? Then he would jokingly say back to me, knowing that I had to say this to him every day, and it just started to get funny, that I'll leave it there as my little way of showing you I love you. Now this gets better, now bear with me now. This gets better. Then we just had fun with it, and he would put coins all over the house in different places. And I would always pick them up, put them in a jar. It turned into this cute game. I would find coins on my pillow, on my dresser, in the kitchen, and I would always say to him, you love me. You know, this is both funny and serious. Don't you see this? This is great. And he would always smile and reply, well, of course I do. Then one weekend we went up to a casino, which we enjoyed doing, but don't do often. We were actually celebrating a late anniversary. And he bought me a massage. He knows I love those. When I was in my appointment, he had went to the staff and asked them if they would do a favor later that night at 7 p.m., which they did. And later that night, we played a few slots, went out to dinner, and then headed back up to our hotel room at 7-ish. He opened the door for me to walk in, and there was a trail of diamonds and coins. All right? I followed the trail of coins till it stopped and spelled out on the bed, will you marry me? Hey, girls, if your guy isn't that romantic, it's tough. This one's taken. All right? That's pretty neat, don't you think? All right. That's pretty darn neat. I mean, you don't see things like that very often. That's pretty neat. So, you know, I think you would already know enough that I don't have to give you any advice, but I'm going to give you some anyway. You need me to get married, so you're going to have to listen to it. You know, a marriage is kind of like a rose bush. When you plant a perennial rose bush, what happens to it if you don't take care of it? It dies, sure. So you got to weed it, and you got to fertilize it, and maybe a little manure. And you got to water it. You got to take care of it. And so let me suggest what you do with your rose bush. Every day of your marriage, tell the other one that you love them. Women especially have to hear that. Every day of your marriage, do something to show your love to the other. I don't know what that means with you two, but you do. Maybe it's coins. Okay? All right? And because we're all human beings, the only ones who truly live happily ever after, we're Snow White and Prince Charming. Every day of your marriage, be ready to forgive the other. You're about to head down a long road of marriage. And there's going to be some wonderful, wonderful, wonderful things happen to you in your marriage. But I bet you might run into some obstacles from time to time. I don't know why you'd be exempt. It happens to all the rest of us, okay? And so, if every day of your marriage you show your love to the other, and every day of your marriage you're ready to forgive the other, there's no obstacle that'll be too great for you two. Now, you know, this crowd looks like it has a sense of humor. I can't resist doing this. Before we do the vows, I'm going to share with you the 15 most important words in marriage. There are exactly 15. You can count. I love you. You look great. I'll help you. It's my fault. Women say that's for us. Yeah, great. And how many more do I have to go? 3 more, right? The last 3, and probably the most important, let's eat out. All right. He points at her. All right, now, the moment you all been waiting for. This is the most important moment of your life. Once you hand the bridesmaid the bouquet, turn, face each other, look each other right in the eye. I'm going to be traditional and start with the groom. And Keith, I want you to repeat after me. I, Keith, take you, Nikki, to be my lawful wedded wife, to have and to hold from this day forward, for better, for worse, in sickness and health, so long as we both shall live. And Nikki, if you repeat after me, I, Nikki, take you, Keith, to be my lawful wedded husband, to have and to hold, from this day forward, for better, for worse, in sickness and health, so long as we both shall live. And now we're going to have the giving and receiving of rings. The best man is on the job. Keith, take the bride's ring and put it on your bride's finger, and repeat after me. With this ring, as a symbol of my vow, with all that I am and all that I have, I honor you. I honor you. Promise you my faithfulness. And I marry you. Keith, put this on your groom's ring finger and repeat after me. With this ring, as a symbol of my vow, with all that I am and all that I have, I honor you. Promise you my faithfulness. And I marry you. Ladies and gentlemen, the bride and the groom have exchanged commitments to marry each other and rings that are symbolic of those commitments. You know, we're going to show you some special wedding arithmetic right now. You remember when we went to school, we were all taught that 1 + 1 = 2. Well, we're going to now have the unity candle celebration that shows 1 + 1 = 1.
It's too windy.
One plus one equals zero.
1 + 1 = 0. 1 + 1 = 0. 1 + 1 = 0. 1 + 1 = 0. 1 + 1 = 0. 1 + 1 = 0. 1 + 1 = 0. 1 + 1 = 0. 1 + 1 = 0. 1 + 1 = 0. 1 + 1 = 0. 1 + 1 = 0. 1 + 1 = 0. 1 + 1 = 0. 1 + 1 = 0. 1 + 1 = 0. 1 + 1 = 0. 1 + 1 = 0. 1 + 1 = 0. 1 + 1 = 0. 1 + 1 = 0. 1 + 1 = 0. 1 + 1 = 0. 1 + 1 = 0. 1 + 1 = 0. 1 + 1 = 0. 1 + 1 = 0. 1 + 1 = 0. 1 + 1 = 0
sparklers, which are special to them. And I bet you thought that candle didn't get lit. Looks like it's lit to me, doesn't it to you? Yeah. Sure, that candle's lit, isn't it? So that Unity Candle ceremony worked just like it was supposed to. Okay, you two, you exchanged your commitments to marry each other in songs and rings that are symbolic of those commitments. And I'm going to seal your commitments to each other with the words of a poem that was written by my wife, who's a professional entertainer and sometimes songwriter. And I'm going to use these words to seal your commitments to each other and send you down the long road of marriage together. Love is a heart full of giving. Love is not expecting to receive. Love is a lifetime of sharing in each other, we believe. You're the one who will always be there to help along life's way. With our commitment there to guide us, our love will grow every day. When the night has been too lonely and the road has been too long, in your arms I'll find contentment, and together we'll grow strong. And just remember that I love you in each and every way. And I give you my commitment on this, our wedding day. Keith and Nikki, you've given each other your commitment on this, your wedding day. Gee, I hope you feel good about that.
Better.
They'll tell you at the reception when we're whispering about it. All right? So,
I love you, Keith and Nikki.
you've exchanged commitments to marry each other and rings that are symbolic of those commitments, and I've sealed your commitments with the words of the poem. So I will now use the power that I have as the senior district judge for the people of the state of Minnesota to at this time pronounce and declare that you, Keith, and you, Nikki, are husband and wife. You are married. Kiss the bride. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the bride and the groom.
Who do you want it, Next.